Hi folks, Harry here. Thank you for joining me for part 4 of the Continent Expansion playthrough. This has been an epic saga where we have begun in the northeast of our continent, and since then we have moved down south, and then we moved west to the southwest and completed this map. But today we're going to finish up with our northwest game sheet that also has our final scores, our grand total in it. So let's get into it. But first, I have the Kickstarter for Fantasy Map Maker running right now, and the game of course includes the continent among other things, and it is the full physical version of the game. So if you are interested in that, please do check it out. And if you've already pledged for the physical edition, then thank you. That's great. We've just been funded recently, which is great news. So now we're just working towards hopefully unlocking a few stretch goals and making this game as good as possible. But even if we don't hit those stretch goals, the physical edition is looking really great so far in terms of what I've planned with the manufacturer. So yeah, if this sounds like something you're interested in, please do check it out, because I'm pretty sure you will be happy with the final product. In any case though, I will move on, and we are finishing up with the continent today. I just want to remind you that we have been playing across the 3 and now 4 game sheets, trying to achieve these main quests. One is Swamplands, which gives us 2 points per lake, and this includes lakes that were made using coastline, so you can wrap a coastline around to form a lake. And we're also playing with the Chaos, which is going to give us 10 points for every event that happens twice. With that in mind, I have removed events that haven't happened at all, because there's no way that they can happen twice. So these events haven't turned up yet. So they're out of the game. And I also removed the events that have already occurred twice, because they're not going to earn us any points. But I've made a small deck with 4 cards in it of the events that have occurred once up to this point. So hopefully doubles get rolled and we can earn a few points for Chaos. So for the quest cards, all but 2 of each category have been removed because they've already been used. So when you play the continent, each game sheet is going to have its own set of quest cards. They're not going to repeat. So I'm just going to choose. I haven't looked at which we have so far, so these are somewhat random. So our first one, Geology, is Island Chain. That's going to give us 2 points per separate landmass. All right, so that means we're going to try to create islands. It is worth mentioning, I could have chosen which quests I wanted. So I could have actually chosen this one if I really wanted to, and this one is a bit easier. However, the AI opponents they score more for this as well. So something to keep in mind. All right, now moving on. Next, sorry, that is G4. Actually, I'm just going to move these out of the way. So G4. Next, we have landmarks. I'll just go with this one. Ancient Culture. 4 points per landmark in the quadrant with the most landmarks. So we're going to want to have all of our, basically wherever our first landmark is going to be, we're going to want to put all of our other landmarks in there if possible. So it's a bit of a puzzle trying to wait until you get a chance to add landmarks to the same quadrant. And finally, Deep Woods. This is going to be tricky. We'll try our best. So 2 points per space that has forest on all 4 corners. Okay, so we're going to want to have a big forest area. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any forest from that has extended into our map from the other map, so that's a bit unfortunate. So that's one thing that, if I had have chosen the quest deliberately, I could have been a bit more strategic about, but I like a challenge, and that's okay. And last one we'll go with, sorry, not last one, but the last town's quest is Lakeside Villas. This is where we get points for houses, and any spaces containing lakes also earn points for how many houses they contain. So so we have to basically have separate communities or towns with lakes and houses, or castles, of course, because castles count as 3 houses. So that is that. And finally, our our wheel quest is the Barren Wasteland. Oh, this was a tricky one to pull out at the end. That is a bit unfortunate because this is going to give us 2 points per unused feature in the wheel. So this essentially means that we're going to want to not, if there are any extra features that aren't going to earn us points, we're just going to not want to use them at all. So, and we want to maybe even wrap the game up early so we have a few unused features. And that would include landmarks as well. But of course, you can potentially get 4 points for a landmark. So it still makes sense to probably try to add all the landmarks in. In any case, they are our 5 quests that we're aiming for in the final game sheet. I'll just rearrange this. All right, I've just set this up, so hopefully you can see all the quests and maybe even see the main quest up top. And we're ready to go. So, as always, we begin by rolling the dice, and we get 4 and 6. We put that here, and then we can choose any of these two, either of these 2 spaces. You know what? So we have our best chance of finishing the ancient culture quest. I think it makes sense to actually start with a mine. And my thinking here is mines allow us, and mines, so the final game sheet doesn't have this feature reference on it. So mines allow us to add 2 to any dice value. So I'm thinking that could be handy to get this higher number that could put more landmarks in this quadrant of the map. So that's my thinking here. I guess it doesn't really matter where I put it, but it makes sense because mines have to be in a mountain. If I add my mine here, there's my mine. My mine. Okay, so when a mine is a one-time ability where we can add 2, add 2 to one of the die values. So once we've done that, we're gonna put a check mark there just to let us know that that's done. All right, so let's start. 5 and 1. So I could do 5 mountains, or I could do 1 coastline. Well, we do need to connect our coastlines up at 1 point, but just 1 is, we want a higher number for that. On the other hand, 5 mountains could be a bit too much. If we do 5 mountains, then we're gaining access to the coastline and the house next, so that could be good. On the other hand, it's going to crowd a lot of the map, which won't be good for our Deep Woods quest, where we want to actually crowd the map with forest. Or do I just use the mine ability straight away? Yeah, actually, I'm going to do that. Maybe this is wasteful, but I'm going to turn the 1 into a 3, and I'm going to make this a 5 value forest, and we're going to have forest overlapping 5 interconnected intersections, and then hopefully build on that as well. I want to be adding more landmarks in this area, so I don't want to crowd this area too much, so I'm thinking the forest can kind of go up here, and it is going to go back into our previous map a little bit as well. And I've just realized before I've gone to add the forest that our previous map had a desert in this area, so I don't want to add forest here because it would actually lose points for having forest in the same space as the desert event. So I'm not going to actually add. My plan was to have the forest go down into there, but that's okay. I'm just going to have it extend up here instead. Okay, and here is my forest crossing over, or overlapping, I should say, 5 intersections. I use the mine ability to make that happen, so I put a little check mark there, and that is exhausted, and we move on. 2 and 1. 2 and 1 is pretty good, actually, because this will allow us to do 2 mountains, which aren't really going to help us, although I didn't want to have to use a big number on mountains. So that is fine. Alternatively, I could have gone 1 coastline, but that's not great. We want to We want big numbers for coastlines for our island chain quest. And looking at it now, to connect these two coastlines, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think is the minimum. So I think the plan is going to be to have this be one coastline. Yeah, that'll be hopefully like a 4 and a 5 will connect these. Sorry, it'll be 2 separate sections, I should say. Maybe 4 or 5 of 4 or 6 or 5 and 6. And then hopefully we get 2 other even numbers, which we can use to then make little islands. That's my plan. Although either way, to be honest, it will not make a great deal of difference if we use the coast to make islands, or if we use them to make lakes for our Swamplands main quest. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. 2 mountains. So, and again, I don't want anything around here right away. So I might add the mountains maybe up in this this area up here. All right, here are my 2 mountains, and we move on. 2 and 4. All right, so we can do a coastline of 4 or a river of 2. We do have this river here. I forgot what was happening with that. If we look at this here, so that was going down. Oh, that was actually going into another map even. That was going. And all right, this river, this river actually goes through all 4 maps. So that's interesting. I kind of lost sight of that. Okay, I kind of want to do that. I kind of want to have the river start in these mountains here. Probably not going to earn any points for that. Well, I'm not going to earn any points for it, but just for the fun of it. Also, 4 coastlines would be okay, but really I'd kind of want a 6 or a 5 for that, just at this stage. So yeah, let's do 2 rivers. Okay, so here is the end of our river, and right now that would be a map mistake. We need to add a stream to be the source of this this strange river that kind of wraps around our entire continent. All right, see what's next. Double 5s. Okay, nice. We have an event. Now these have been shuffled already, so I'm just going to flip that over, and it is the Terror of the Deep. Draw a sea monster in an ocean or a lake within a space. Lose 1 point per house in the same quadrant as the sea monster. Okay, so it was double 5, so we're going to write D, because that is the event letter. And we are going to do this because that is going to be no problem for us. So events can go in any spaces. They don't need to be in explored spaces. And I really think it's going to make most sense to chuck the sea monster up here. Now, in the previous game, it was a bit of a sea serpent up here, so I think we'll do a different kind of sea monster, and we'll add him to this top left quadrant. All right, here is my sea monster. I was going for kind of the Watcher in the lake style creature from Lord of the Rings. I think it was that what it was called, Watcher in the Lake. In any case, here he is splashing around in what will be an ocean area of the map, and we keep going. 1 and 3. Okay, so we have the option. We can do 3 houses, 3 coastlines, or we can do 1 house or a landmark, but the landmark is going to not be in the quadrant where we want it, so that's not great. And 1 house isn't great either. I think 3 houses is probably the safest option. If we can put a lake in the same spot as we put the 3 houses, then at least we'll get 3 points for that, which would be good. And we have a road leading to this area here, so I think it would make sense to add 3 houses there anyway. So let's do that. Do 3 houses, and we'll add our new little town down here. All right, there are my 3 houses. Just need to remember to try to add a little lake to this space. Double 4, that was double 4s before I messed it up. Double 4s, another event, great. Okay, let's see what we got. The volcano. Draw a volcano in any land space. Lose 1 point per space that has forest in the same quadrant as the volcano. Oh dear. All right, I've messed this up a little bit because unfortunately all of our quadrants have forest in them. So I didn't think about this event so much. But the cost of skipping the event is -5 points, and the AI opponents are going to lose points for each event that gets triggered anyway. So it's not too bad. But either way, I think it's better to we could add it up here, and then but then why would this? Why would they build a village near the volcano? It's happened. It's happened in the real world, so maybe we could do that. But I think let's add it to this kind of chaotic area up here where the sea monster is. It's worth mentioning as well that you can't add events to the same spaces. So I can't just jam a bunch of random stuff within that one space. Each event can be in adjacent spaces, but they just can't be in the same space. So let's add the volcano up here. Actually, I have a change of heart, and I think I will. Somehow this space here is just kind of begging for a volcano for some reason in my mind. So I'm going to add the volcano here instead. All right, there's my volcano, and it was double 4s that triggered it. So that is that, and I believe I've actually maxed out our chaos quest, which is great. So any future events, I'll just try to resolve them, and they're not really going to add to our score, but they will limit how much the AI opponents score, which is good. It's worth mentioning as well. I do want to mention that the future physical edition of the game, I'm going to make a few rules tweaks as well as part of releasing that. And one of them, I think, will be to actually remove the scoring cap that is on some of the, on all of the quests and also the main quest. So right now, in the current rules, the main quests are capped at 50 points, which you can see here, and the regular quests are capped at 20. But I think at this point, we can probably remove that, and that will just give you a bit more freedom. So that's some tweak we're thinking about making. But for this game, though, we are playing with a 50-point cap on our main quest. All right, let's get going. 2 and 4. All right, 4 coastlines could be good, or we can do 2 streams or 2 mountains. We need at least 1 stream down here. Yeah, maybe just a stream. Maybe that's good. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a stream, or again, 4 is not a bad number for us. And we do need to get to these lakes for our Lakeside Villas quest. So actually, change of heart, let's go with 4 coastlines. All right, there's our coastline. Let's press on. 1 and 4. All right, that's not too bad. I don't want to do 4 for, oh, well, I could do that. 4, well, actually, it's not really going to matter. So my thinking here is I wanted to make sure that we can get into this quadrant. But if with a 4, I think that is possible as well. On the other hand, a 1 isn't bad as well, because we need to have at least 1 stream. That could flow into a lake as well. Just thinking out loud here. No, let's do the stream. So let's just do 1, and we'll just finish this epic river that has spanned the length of our map. So We could also flow into this river as well, maybe with another river that's possible. So that's that. Keep going. 4 and 6. All right, finally some high numbers. That's good. 4 and 6. So do 6 houses. Or we could do 4 roads. Or we could add a landmark. I think we need to add a landmark, and a 6 is a good number for that. So we put the 6 there. But now, unfortunately, we do need to hope that one of these numbers is a 4, 5, or 6, because we're going to choose one for the second coordinate of where we're placing the landmark. So fingers crossed we get at least 1, 4, 5, or 6. All right, great. All right, so it's going to be 6 and 6. And I want to go back to what I was doing before and choose a mine so that we have the ability to add 2 to our future dice result. So, and this kind of makes sense with the road maybe leading to a mine here. Another thing is I have mountains here too, so mines kind of make sense. So let's add that mine down here. We can add like a little rock entrance, little stone entrance to make it look a bit more miney. Hermione Granger. And I'll do the same for this mine up here. All right, so there are 2 mines. 2 mines are better than 1, and let's get going. 4 and 6, all right. Okay, so now we have the option to add either 6 houses, which would be good, although that does mean that this wedge is only has 1 mountain left, and then that could put us in a tricky position. The road, on the other hand, I think is a good option because that lets us gain access to a landmark in the future as well. So let's do that. Let's do 4 roads. And so maybe this road, we can extend that anyway because that's not affecting the placement of the road. So maybe that one already went to the mine. But we need to add one that maybe you can cross this river and kind of meander through the forest. That might be nice. Maybe you could go and connect up to this town. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't really work. Anyway, leave it with me. I will add that road in now. All right, so I've added the road and it has crossed over a river, which is okay with rivers and roads. That's one exception to the rule that features can't cross, but rivers and roads are okay. And I should touch this up a little bit, make it look a bit nicer. Again, usually you would be playing this with pencil and an eraser to make any corrections like this, but I have gone full badass mode in this playthrough and I'm using pen. But that's our road, I should say, and we are ready to go. 2 and 3. We could have 2 houses, or we could add 3. We do need to get to this, we have 3 roads or 3 rivers. Yeah, as I mentioned, we really need the lakes for 2 reasons, for our our lakeside villas, and also our swamplands quest. So we really need to do that. So let's choose 3 roads, and maybe this road can now connect 1, 2, 3. Perfect. It can connect to this little settlement over here. All right, there we go. And hopefully we get a 2 and 6. That would be a really good result to be able to get 6 lakes. 1 and 2. That's actually not too bad. We can, because what I'm thinking is let's use this coastline and let's just make a little island for the sake of our island chain quest. And it does need to, part of it needs to be in an existing space. So we can do that by going 1 here and 1 here, and then this island, this coastline forms an island that way. Move on. 2 and 4. 2 and 4. Okay, so 4 rivers, 4 lakes, maybe. 4 names, maybe not. Or 2 houses, or 2 mountains. Or we use the mine to add to add 2 to either the 2 or the 4. Or we use the mine now and just add our 6 lakes now. Yeah, all right, let's do that. So gonna do that, and the 4 becomes a 6, and we can add our 6 lakes. And we're going to want to put these in spaces where we could potentially add houses or castles even, for the sake of our Lakeside Villas quest. And because this is our landmark hub, we want to maybe add a few lakes here as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and add those lakes. Okay, so I've added my 6 lakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's looking good. And we keep going. 1 and 6. Oh, nice. Okay, nice, because we can do another landmark with a 6, importantly. And we are hoping for... Actually, well, it doesn't really matter. We're hopefully, yeah. Actually, hoping for a 4 or 6. Double 6s, nice. Now, this does not trigger an event, so you cannot trigger an event with it in the second round of placing a landmark. Just want to mention that. 6 and 6, so there's going to be a landmark sharing space with this mine here. Could be another mine, maybe. This could be just mines and swamps everywhere here. It's very... an unusual area. I think though, looking at our options, I think a keep could be good, because then we can just skip around effectively. Or a temple could be good as well, because we can add or subtract 1. Castle's also good because it's worth 3 points. But it's risky, because then we have no ability to mitigate the dice results in the future. And a castle down here where a mine is, you know, narrative-wise, that's kind of interesting. Well, narrative-wise, anything is going to be a bit strange here, apart from another mine. So, yeah, actually, no, let's do another mine. Sorry, all that indecision, and in the end, I'm just going to choose a mine anyway. So we'll add 1 more mine. Alright, so here is my 3rd mine. This is mine country. Alright, let's keep going. 2 and 3. Okay, so we can... Oh, we can do 2 houses, or we can do another landmark. But it's going to be in the 2s. Yeah, that's not great. Unless we, of course, use the mine already. We just added to make it a 4. Yeah, let's do that actually. We'll use the mine ability, make that a 4. And we'll put the 4 there, and we re-roll again, and we hope we get at least a 4, 5, or 6. 4 and 4. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So 4 and 4. So I think our days of adding mines are going to stop here. Unfortunately, I did not add a lake to this space, so if we chose a castle, it would not score any extra points for our Lakeside Villa. So castle's not going to work. So I think a temple would be good, because temples allow us to add or subtract 1 to a die. All right, here's my temple. Let's keep going. 3 and 6, perfect. We could add 6 islands. That would be good. Or we could go for our final landmark, which would also be good. Yeah, I think we'll go the 6 islands for our island chain quest. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I've added 6 little islands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can keep going. 1 and 2. Ugh. 1 and 2 isn't great. We could do name one thing, or we could name 2 things, but then that puts us in a tricky position of finishing that wedge already. We haven't done anything in wedge 5. Just 5s haven't been coming up for some reason. Do need to connect this coastline at some point as well. Yeah, all right. I'm not really sure what is best out of a bunch of pretty ordinary options. So I think we will... Actually, I might just do 1 name or 2 names. Let's just do 1 name, and maybe we'll name this road. All right, we have the Great Northern Road up here. Let's keep going. Double 4s. We've already had an event trigger with double 4s, so there's going to be no event here. And we do, yeah, 4 houses is really our only decent option. Of course, we could use the temple to... I've already chosen it, but we could have used the temple to change one of them to 5 at least. But for now, let's stick with 4 houses, and I'll go ahead and add these. So I've added 4 houses here, 3 to this space and 1 to this space there. And we press on. Double 1s. Okay, so that is, usually that would be a bad thing because we don't want to add, we don't really need another name, but it's actually going to trigger another event, which is good. And that event is the Twisted Tree. So we're going to draw a tree in a land area of a space, and we're going to lose 3 points per landmark that is in the same quadrant as the tree. Good timing for that because all our landmarks, we've tried to put them in this space here. So it's not going to, yeah, we're going to be pretty safe there. So I think maybe we can add the old Twisted Tree maybe up here. And that way we're not going to lose any points there. So there you go, there's our Twisted Tree. It's event I. So that's an indication of how events can sometimes be handy, even when they're not scoring points directly. So that's that done. We keep going. 2 and 1. So yeah, I want to make sure that space is freed up. So let's do 1 river, which is going to complete this wedge. And the river can maybe just cross over here, flowing from the lake into this stream, into this other river. Okay, keep going. 4 and 5. Okay, finally we can head and we can complete this coastline. Or actually, do I use the temple and change the 5 into a 6 and then add a landmark? Because then that would be 4. So it'd be 4, so 6 and 4. Yeah, actually that makes sense. Landmarks are important. So we add a 4 there. Roll again. 4, 5. Let's add a castle maybe. Castles are always good. Oh yeah, castles are worth 3 houses. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do 4 and 6. Castle, and we used the temple, and we're gonna add our castle nestled in this mine area here. All right, so yeah, so originally I put the castle there, but I thought it's a ran out of space a bit, and so I added it here. So that is another rule, in case I haven't mentioned, that you can always rearrange things within a space to make a bit more room for you to draw them in. That's totally fine. All right, let's keep going. 1 and 4. Okay, we do 4 names. Not great. We do 1 mountain. Also not great. Oh, 1 mountain. That might be doable. Maybe we could add a mountain up here. Yeah, why not? All right, let's do 1 mountain. And in doing so, we've completed this wedge. And maybe we add mountain up here. All right, here's our 1 mountain. Let's keep going. That was double 2s. Sorry, knocked it over. We have another event. This is the Maelstrom. We're going to draw a whirlpool in an ocean space with no features in it. We're going to lose 5 points if any features except for names are added to this space. Well, that is no problem for us because we have this region here that's not going to have anything in it. And so let's add the whirlpool to that. And maybe I could even put it down here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, here's our little whirlpool. Let's keep going. 1, double 1s. All right, that's just as bad. So it's gonna have to be 1 name. So I really regret not choosing that coastline when I had the chance. But anyway, 1 name. Stillwater is the name of this spot. Okay, let's keep going. 6 and 2. 6 and 2. Okay, so 2. All right, I really want to, yeah, I'm going to have to choose coastlines. So at least, even if this doesn't get finished and it becomes a map mistake, at least I can minimize how many points we lose. And maybe we can cross over here and here. One thing I've totally let fall by the wayside is our deep woods quest. We don't have many deep woods at all, so that was a bit of a mistake. Lost sight of that. But I really need a 5 in this next roll. Let's hope for a 5. 4 and 6. Can do a forest of 4. Now we don't want to go into this quadrant because we're already losing 1 point for the fact it shares the same quadrant as a volcano, so we want to avoid adding it here. Although we do get, if we add it here, we lose a point, but we get a point for the deep woods quest anyway. So that's not too bad. Yeah, either way, it's not great, but I think we'll go here, 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 and here, knowing that we're losing some points for the event. All right, let's add that forest. There's the forest done. And at this point, you're probably tearing your hair out watching this, thinking, why didn't you add 4 houses instead of the forest? And you would be right. I probably should have just done that. That would have been a lot simpler, and I would have been able to earn points for that anyway. But, oh well, mistakes have been made. Let's keep going, and let's hope for a 5 and a 6 for our coastline that we haven't finished yet. Oh no, 1 and 2. All right, that is a real shame because we're going to have to end there because we cannot add anything from these wedges, and we also don't have any way to mitigate our dice results. I got greedy adding the castle when I probably should have just chosen to add either another mine or even a keep, which would let me skip around, or even a temple, which would allow me to add or subtract 1 to a dice value. So That's a shame, but that's not too bad though. It's not too bad. We added all our landmarks to this quadrant here, so I think we've done pretty well there. But now we're ready to go ahead and score everything. And we're going to start with our Northwest game sheet, and then we'll move on to our other game sheets, and then we'll look at the entire continent map and see how we did with our two main quests. So we begin with G4, which is going to give us 2 points per separate landmass. So this main landmass is going to count, and then we'll get an extra 2 points for each island that we've added. So that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So 16 for that. Then we're going to get 4 points per landmark in the quadrant with the most landmarks. So this quadrant has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with those mines. So we get the full 20 points there, which is nice. So a strong start, but this is where we start to fade away a bit. We get 2 points per space that has forests on all 4 corners. So that's 1, 2, that's only 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, we're a bit unlucky we didn't have any forest from previous maps that are helping us with that one. So that's only 6 points. For our towns quest, spaces with lakes. We didn't have, a lot of points left on the table with these 2 houses that we didn't use. Oh well. Spaces containing lakes earn points for how many houses they contain. So this has 3, this has 3, this has 3. This only has 1, so that doesn't score anything. So we only scored 9 points for that. And finally, a wheel quest, we get 2 points per unused feature in the wheel. So we'll get some points for this, which is one advantage of having to of not doing a good job with our dice mitigation, is at least there are some things that we didn't use and we actually get points for that. So we didn't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is going to be 16. Now, negative points. There are negative points here. First, we need to connect this coastline, and however many lines we'd need to fix it is however many points we lose there. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5. And then we also, we don't lose any points for the twisted tree. Terror of the deep is safe. Volcano, we're going to lose 1 point per space. So these 2 spaces have forests, so we lose 2. So we're up to -7, and the maelstrom is safe as well. So we lost 7 there, unfortunately. And I'll just fix this coastline up first. Okay, and so we can calculate our points for this game sheet. So we got 36 plus 6, 42, 51 plus 16, so 67 minus 7. So I believe we had 60 points here. 60 points, not too bad. Now we can start to score how the AI opponents did. So we have 3, the Explorer, the Artist, and the Master. We look at the bottom of each quest card and tally those up. And then we deduct points for each event that triggered, and there are 4 in this case. So for Geology, they get 13. So we'll start with the Explorer. So 13, 14, so 27, plus 12, 39, plus 14, 53, plus 10, 63. So they got 63. Then they lost 3 points per... The Explorer lost 3 points per event, so they lost 12. So 63 minus 12, so they got 51, I believe. Now, you don't need to add up all the scores for the Artist and the Master, the other 2 AI opponents. All you need to do is add 10 from the Explorer score, and then plus 1 for each event that triggered. So there are 4 events, so 10 plus 4, so plus 14. So they got 65, and the same goes for the Master, so they earned 79 points. So we did beat the Explorer on this particular quest, so that is good. On this particular game sheet, I should say. All right, so that is our Northwest done, and we can add our 60 up here. All right, and now let's go ahead and score our other game sheets. All right, so here is our Southwest game sheet. And we will look at geology, which is the ocean expanse. We get 2 points per ocean only space. Names don't interfere with that, but other things do. So that means we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We earn 18 points for that. Seafaring tribes, we've got 4 points per separate landmass that has a landmark on it. 4 points per ocean only space that contains a ship. So, yep, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the other one? The port. Forgot about the port. Oh, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah, we get the full 20 for that. They're all on separate land masses. Scenic, well, we get 1 point per space that has both a road and forest, stream, river, or lake. So that one is, let's see, no. Yep, so 1, 12, 13. 13 points. Towns, spaces containing a unique number of houses earn points. So let's see, this, there are no castles. Oh yeah, there is a castle. So this one has 5 houses. This one has 6, this one has 2, this one has 1. There are, yeah, those are the only spaces. So that's 4 spaces. That means we get 10 points. The wheel quest is 2 points per wedge that contains a sum of 20 or more, and bonus 2 if it's exactly 25. So this one did score 25. This one was over 20, but not 25. So we're up to 5 plus 2 is 7. This one 21. So yep, so that is 9. And this one, yeah, all right. Those two, not enough. So these 3 did not score over 20. These 3 did, and we get the bonus for this one. So that is going to be 6 plus 3, 9. And there aren't any map mistakes. We only made map mistakes, I believe, on that final game sheet due to my own greed. Okay, so here we get 38, 70. All right, and the AI opponents, they get 14, 17, 27, 42, 56, 66, minus 5 events, minus 15, 66 minus 15. The Explorer got 51. The Artist gets 15 more points than that. They got 66. And the Master gets 15 more points than that, so they got 81. All right, so we actually beat the Artist there, which is pretty good. We didn't do that in the previous, in the Northwest area. So that's Southwest. All right, now we've moved on to our Southeastern region. And we start with our Rugged Isles quest. We get 1 point per space that has mountains and a coastline. So we, these spaces actually would count as well. This lake here. Anyway, we'll start up, yeah, let's just go row by row. So no, yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points there. Journey's End. 4 points per space that has a road and a landmark. So we have our landmarks here, so no. 1, 2, 3, no. So only 3, so 12 for that one. Flowing Streams, 2 points that has forest and a stream. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 14 for that one. Towns, we get separate landmasses earns points for how many houses they have. That's why we added all these houses to these little islands. So the main landmass has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that has 8. We get 8 points for that. 2 points for these ones. So 10, 12, 14, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 10 actually. So 14 plus, we'd actually get 22, but again, we're playing with the capped rule. So that is 20. Nice. And power 2, how many 2s are written in the wheel? 4, so 8 points. No map mistakes as far as I know. There were 4 events, and I'll just quickly double check we met their requirements. Yes, we did. It's worth mentioning as well, for example, this event, the Troll, you lose points if the river any rivers that share the space with the Troll actually have houses in other spaces, which they don't on this game sheet, but they do. The river does connect to spaces that have houses on other game sheets, but you don't need to worry about events when it comes to other game sheets. You only focus on the one game sheet, if that makes sense. Anyway, there were 4 events. So that's going to mean that the AI opponents are going to lose points, which is good. But let's see how they did. They got 28 minus 12, so the Explorer got 57, and the Artist is going to get 14 more than that. So they got 71, and the Master got 85. Oh, I didn't even count my own score. That was a mistake. All right, let's go back to that. So I got 24 plus 24, 66. All right, 66. So we're doing well against the Explorer, which is good. Let's move on to final game sheet, Northeast. All right, and our final game sheet from part 1, we begin with our Precipitous Peaks quest, where we get points for any space that has mountains on all 4 corners. So, this is the one we didn't do so well at. We only got one. I think we only got, yeah, we forgot to come back and add more mountains. So that was a big mistake. So I only get 2 points for that, unfortunately. Again, this is one where you really should have tried to use the port landmark more and tried to not have rivers kind of get in the way there. So that's lost opportunity. That's okay though. Next we have Mountain Shadows, 4 points per space that has landmark and a mountain. So yes, so 1, 2, 3. Now this actually has 2 landmarks in it, but you just earn points for, oh no, that's not a landmark. Sorry, that's a cave. Never mind. So we got 1, 2, 3 for the temple, 4 for the castle. And where was the other landmark? Oh, we didn't do that. Yeah, that's the one where we missed the landmark. So that is 16. And next, Land's Lifeblood, 1 point per space that has a river. So easy to work that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15. Okay, towns, the capital. We earn points for each space depending on how many houses they contain. So this one, I think I maxed it out. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Plus the castle, 15, yep. So that's 15 points. This one is 3, so that's 1 point, so that's 16. This one is 4, but just 3, so that's also 1. So 17 for that. And close the wheel. How many wedges did we finish? We missed out on these 3, but we finished 3, so we earned 12 points for that one. And there was, and we look at the AI opponents. Oh, well, let's add my score. So that's 18 plus 15, 33, 50, 62. The AI opponents got 14, 25, 38 plus 15, 53, 65 minus 3, 62. Same score. So the Explorer, we got the same score as the Explorer. The Artist is going to get 11 points more than that. 11 because it's 10 more than the Explorer plus 1 per event. There's only 1 event. And the Master's going to get 11 more points than the Explorer. So they got 84. So that is that. Now we don't need to worry about the regular cards. We can start to put all of our maps together and see how it looks and look at our final 2 main quests and see how we did on those. Alrighty, and here I have gone ahead and combined all of the maps and also saved you the tedium of having to listen to me count up everything. And I was able to score 48 points for our quest number 2, our swamplands, 2 points per lake, and that includes the lakes created by coastlines such as this one. This is actually pretty easy to add up. All you need to do is go around and look at any lake features like here, and then just add up the numbers, and then look if you have any lakes made by coastlines, and then just add those up, and then you're good to go. I don't think I had any others. No. So 48 for that, and for chaos that was 10 points per event that occurs twice. So I maxed that out. I had 5 that occurred twice, so that's the full 50. So I got 356. I was able to easily beat the Explorer. They had 289, adding all their 4 scores up, along with their scores they earned for the main quest. And I also just beat the Artist, which is nice. They earned 353, but I did fall short against the Master because, of course, that is represents a high level of challenge. But that'll be it for this continent playthrough series. Thank you for tuning into it. I'm going to go ahead and add some color to this map, and I'll actually make it available if you'd like to download it for yourself and see how it turned out. Then I will leave a link in the description, and I will of course leave a link to the Kickstarter that we're running now for the full boxed edition of Fantasy Mapmaker. So if you're interested in making fantasy maps like this, or even just the regular version, then please do check that out. One cool thing about the continent is you can play it with 2 players cooperatively against the 3 AI opponents, or you can also play it in a group of 4 where you're each working on a game sheet simultaneously. Then you combine them, and that can be a more interactive form of the game as well. So so lots of different ways to play the game. So do check out the Kickstarter if that's your thing, and if you want to support it, then that's very much appreciated, and I think you'll be happy with the game when it's ready. But that's it. Again, thank you so much for tuning into this full series. It's been an epic saga, and I'd love to do it again sometime. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, corrections for mistakes I've made throughout. I'm sure I made a few mistakes. I'm always busy thinking and talking, and sometimes I actually forget the rules to my own game, which is somewhat embarrassing, but it does happen, and I'm really happy to hear any corrections there. But otherwise, hope you have a great day, and thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you very soon.